The Material List and Estimate command will allow you to calculate a complete bill of materials, create an estimate, or a proposal of installation costs for the current design. Pricing information and labor rates for installation may be entered in the Equipment Costs command. Please view the Equipment Costs command tutorial video to learn more about entering equipment costs. Material lists, takeoffs, and estimates can be viewed on the screen, sent to a printer, or exported into Excel spreadsheets, CSV files, or to a PDF. To create the material takeoff or estimate, first make sure you have the file you'd like to create the material list for open in ProContractor Studio. Open the Material List command by going to Tools, Material List from the main menu inside ProContractor Studio, or by clicking on the toolbar icon on the right-hand side. The material estimate reports can be as detailed or as basic as you desire. There are 3 tabs at the top of the command: Report Configuration, Project Information, and Report Style. The first of these tabs is Report Configuration. Here you can adjust the settings for the material list. Click the checkbox next to all of the categories you'd like to show in the material list. For this example, I'll leave everything checked, because even though this is an irrigation design and there are no landscape, lighting, or drainage entities on it, since these items do not appear on the drawing, they will not be calculated or shown in the material list or estimate. I'll also leave everything checked in the Options section, since again, only entities actually placed on the design will be calculated. If you have a combination of landscape and irrigation entities on your design, selecting only one of them at a time and then printing the report is how you could separate the two. The Fittings Calculation drop-down box will allow you to add pipe fittings to your report. Since pipe fittings are often purchased in bulk and are generally impossible to calculate 100% accurately, the program allows you instead to calculate them as a percentage of total pipe on a design. If we were to enter 10% for an example, and have 1,000 feet of pipe on this design, then the material list will include 100 fittings. Enter your fittings percentage in the percent of pipe text box, or choose none if you do not wish to include fittings with your material estimate. Select the fields you'd like to show in the report, including part quantity, description, part number, list price, that is, if you have pricing information entered in your equipment costs database, as well as any applicable discount rates, labor rates, wholesale costs, and totals. If the report is for a landscape drawing, you can decide to show plant names by either their common or their botanical name in the Plant Name Type drop-down box. Choose a calculation type from the Calculation Type drop-down box in the Report Output Settings section. You can either calculate the totals from the entire drawing or by the correctly selected active sheet. Then choose which format you'd like to export the report to. Material lists and takeoffs can be exported again to Excel, CSV, or PDF files. Finally, choose if you'd like to only view the report or if you'd like to print it directly. Viewing the report is a good way to verify all information is correct and then print the file from its exported format. Once you have your configuration set, you can then customize the report for each individual job. Change to the Project Information tab to enter specific information. Here you can add site information specific to the work site, contact information for the company or person in charge of the job, and additional expenses such as labor percentage rates, sales tax, how much profit you'd like to take, fees and permits, and etc. The Custom Expenses section will allow you to enter expenses that you may have relating to this specific job, such as renting a tractor, travel expenses, etc. In the Report Style tab, you can adjust how you'd like your report to look. Unlike the other tabs, which are report-specific, once you've saved your settings in this tab, the reports will continue to use them each time you print until you change the settings. Adjust the paper size on the report if necessary, as well as the page's orientation. Can also choose to show a grid that separates each item into columns and rows, and adjust the font if your company uses a special one. You can add a company logo by clicking the Open Folder icon and browsing to the location on your computer where the logo is saved. You can also adjust header, group or category headers, columns, and item headers with colors suited to your branding. To adjust a color, simply click on the color box and choose either a prefabricated color, or use the hue selector on the right side to pick a custom color. You can also insert the RGB values of your brand's color to get extremely specific. If you'd like every other row of your report to be highlighted in a color, which can make them easier to read depending on preference, then click the Alternating Item Highlight Color option. Now that all of our options are set, it's time to view our reports. Switch back to the Report Configuration tab to choose which report, or reports, you'd like to view or print. Clicking View Material List will generate a material list in your chosen format with all of your chosen settings. Clicking View Estimate or Proposal will generate a material list and associated cost information to give you a total estimate for the project. And choosing Plant Care will generate a report of plant care notes for all plants on the drawing with those notes associated, as well as their images. Depending on the size of the drawing, it may take a moment for the reports to be generated. Click the Close button to close the command.